Hi, Mike Beckman from the Michigan Skier, and we're here with Tom West, President and CEO of the United States Ski Hall of Fame. Tom, you've been on board for about a year now as President and CEO. What's happening with the Ski Hall of Fame?
Well, lots of exciting things are happening here at the Ski Hall of Fame. We are proceeding on a number of fundraising initiatives which the place critically needs. We're trying to take the Ski Hall of Fame beyond Marquette County. We've had great support from this local community over the years. They've built this fabulous building, but it's time we felt that the rest of the national skiing community got on board and helped folks out and support their national museum for skiing.
Can you give us just a brief synopsis and overview and the history of the hall?
First of all, most people want to know why the hall is here in Ishpeming. And that's because organized skiing, the founding of the National Ski Association, took place here in 1905. And so Ishpeming is the birthplace of organized skiing in America. And 50 years later, when they were celebrating their 50th anniversary, they decided that they should have a museum and that Ishpeming would be the appropriate place to have it. So that's how the original museum was built, literally just across the road, no more than about a half a mile from here. Then in the late 1980s, it was clear that a bigger facility was required, and so an effort was made to create this building, which was opened in 1992. It cost them over $2 million to do it, and it's just a fabulous building, a great representation of our sport.
You mentioned the other day when we were here something about a Golden Pass program that you have. Tell us about that.
Well, the Gold Pass, the Michigan Gold Pass, or Ski Michigan Gold Pass, I should say, is designed, it's one of our fundraising efforts, but it's a pass program that'll enable any purchaser to ski at about 15 to 20 different ski areas around the state anytime they want, no blackout dates, and as frequently as they want. It costs about $1,000, but it's fully transferable, so you can share it with a friend and that sort of thing.
Now, what is the role of the hall with that pass?
Well, it was our initiative, it was our idea, and we took it forward. We have the full support of the Michigan Snow Sports Industries Association. In fact, their name and logo appears in all the advertising literature, and we're sharing a bit of the revenue that we raise with them.
A little break in the news action here. A former neighbor and classmate of mine, Jeanthorne, and also a member of the Hall of Fame and on the board of directors, just walked in. Welcome, Jean.
Oh, it's so wonderful to be home.
In the Marquette area.
Yeah. It's always good to come back to the motherland.
Now, you're on the board of directors. What kind of role do you play there?
Well, basically, it's what Tom is saying. It's all about the fundraising and trying to support the facility, do what it needs. Try to get more people in here. Beautiful displays, incredible collection of ski gear. It's the best in the country. I go to the Alfengen Museum, I go to the Colorado Ski Museum and do functions, and there's nothing like this.
Now, you still have your private business where you have specialized in ski equipment for women.
Right. Well, basically, I think at my age now, you'd have to call me the grandmother of mother's skis and boots. But it's taken 35 years to get the manufacturers to really understand that women are not small men and we need to have our own equipment. The boots have got to fit better and the skis have got to fit better so that women can actually have more fun skiing, get to a higher level of expertise, and just have more fun going out there with their families, whatever.
As I recall, as a youngster, you always did.
Yeah, well, hey, that was fun. So I started out at Elk Wall originally. That was the first time I ever remember going skiing. Actually, I mostly remember going on the sleds. Remember those? They'd pull the handle and you'd go down into the toboggan. And there were rope tows over at Elk Wall. And they had the iced little thing that went down. And I can remember going with my brothers on cardboard and riding it, like not sitting down. And of course, I end up knocking myself out, hitting the ice. And then Mount Menard, you skied there too, yes, with the wood stove. And then, woo, I got a ski pass to Cliffs Ridge. Whoa! And the rest is history.
Okay, this is where most people start in the U.S. Ski Hall of Fame. It explains what we're all about and why we're here. and that is to be a place to honor America's great skiers, developers of skiing, builders, coaches, and so forth. Altogether, 346 great American skiers have been honored in this Hall of Fame. It's our vision that this place will become, will resonate with American skiers the same way Cooperstown resonates with people who, are fans of baseball and are involved in that sport.
And here we are at the Olympic display area. Give me a couple of words on that.
Well, this is our newest display, Mike. We got it set up, or had it set up in time for the 2000 Olympics in Torino. And American skiers have been attending or competing at the Winter Olympics since their origins in 1924. And in fact, we have in our displays the ski medal won by an American skier, Arthur Hagen, who went over as a ski jumper and was awarded a bronze medal 50 years later because they discovered, he finished fourth, but they discovered that they'd they'd calculated the scores wrong, and so through the math error was acknowledged and he was given the medal of the third place winner, and we have that here in our displays.
And this was the 2004 Torino?
2006 Torino.
2006 Torino, yes,
Right.
just this last year.
Just this last year. So that was part of our drive, our renovation effort this winter to just get some of this material out on display. We discovered we had a great Olympic collection, but it hadn't really come out in display yet, so we got it organized. One other thing we're going to do is we're going to list every American who competed on a U.S. Olympic ski team in this display.
And that's quite a formidable list.
It took a long time to research it.
We're in the snow grooming area, and from the 1950s to the present, obviously there have been major improvements made in the industry, which has improved the skiing and also the safety of skiing. Tom, we've got some old timers here. What are we looking at?
Well, you're absolutely right, Mike. I mean, most skiers nowadays would, when they think of snow grooming, they think about those big $250,000 snowcats going up the mountains, pushing tons and tons of snow. But how did that snow get there? And what was it like back, 30, 40 years ago? And we got over here one of the original snow gun that came from Afton Alps in Minnesota. They did an awful lot of restoration work just to get that piece of equipment here. But simple, you can see where the air goes in and where the water goes in, and with the right temperature creates the snow. A lot more complicated these days, of course. We got an old flathead powder packer, flathead snowmaking device here. Same general idea. Very, very simple devices, a lot cheaper what they're using now. We have here a weasel, which is manufactured by the Studebaker Company for the military during the Second World War, but this one came to us from Sun Valley, Idaho, and back in the corner is some chain link fence that they used to drag around behind it to groom their snow, and it has seats here, and apparently it would give people rides up the slope a bit, so they wouldn't have to walk up the way they did back in the 30s. So that's a general evolution, but it's a far cry from where we're at today. And it's been so important in making alpine skiing popular and to provide the length of season that now is there for people. In the old days, you just kind of waited till Mother Nature decided to do her thing. And if she didn't provide you with snow, then your area didn't open, no matter how cold it got.
The ingenuity and technology has absolutely helped the industry tremendously, and it continually evolves. Tom, we seem to have some fellows who are not of this century.
Well, this is a display of the famous Birkebeiner, and everybody nowadays knows about the Birkebeiner races that are held all over the world, and that's in commemoration of this particular event that's in this display, which was the rescuing of the young Norwegian prince and the skiing across the mountains to save his life during the Norwegian Civil Wars of the 1200s. And the event took place in 1206, and these gentlemen are called Birkebeiners because they use birch bark to wrap their legs to keep them warm. So it takes us back to that time when skiing was very much a military, had the roots of the military tradition of skiing, and it's that history right out of the Middle Ages, as well as when it was primarily a mode of travel and very much less the recreation that it is today.
Well, that's very interesting. Well, we've given you just a few bits and pieces of the Hall of Fame, again, located here in Ishpeming, Michigan, in the beautiful Upper Peninsula, just outside of Marquette. Tom, we want to thank you for your hospitality and great amount of information. And you've made me decide to replace those 7-foot skis that I own. Tom, if people want to access you on the webpage, how might they do that?
Well, they can check us out on our reconstructed webpage at www.skihall.com.
Very good, sir. Thank you again. Good luck to you in your new position.